the Vision Council Q2 Vision Watch report is out right now, and there's some really interesting data in there. The tempting thing is to just look at some column totals, get a general idea of what's happening, and then to move on. But I want to drill down on a couple of things, particularly share of market dollars on frame sales by category in age group. So how are frame dollars, the money people spend on their frames, being divided by category, whether it's online, mass retail, independents, whatever, and then break that down by age group. So there's some really interesting stuff in there. One of the things is that the group of 18 to 34-year-olds spends 47% of their money allocated for frames online. That is a staggering number. That is almost half of 18 to 34-year-olds. The next group, 35 to 44-year-olds, they're in the range of about 20%. But one of the things to remember is very soon that group is going to be replaced by the 18 to 34-year-olds who are going to move into that category, and they're buying more and more online every day. So they're going to move into that category, replace them, and they're going to be replaced by a younger generation who buys even more online. So we're about to see a massive change in, I would say, the next 10 years. But what does that mean? Is it time to hit the panic button? No, it's not time to hit the panic button, but it is time to step back and make some strategies and to think, what are people buying online? Who is doing the buying? What is causing them to either pull the trigger and make a purchase online or to abandon their cart? What are their motives? All of these things, we're going to jump into a bunch of these things in our next webinar. It's going to be a very fast-moving webinar. November the 3rd, and it's going to be about 15-20 minutes, and we're going to move through a ton of data and a ton of information. So be watching out for the invitation to that webinar. It's going to be a really exciting event, and hopefully it will be transformational for your e-commerce. Many of us have an e-commerce site that just sits there, it doesn't do anything. One of the great things about my position right now is I get to talk to people who do e-commerce all over the country for all different things. Some of them do it really, really well, and they're just slammed, and others, it just sits there, lots of abandoned carts, very poor sales rate. It's just something they have because someone told them they should have it, or they thought it was the way of the future, but it's not doing anything. So we examine all of that in our next webinar.